Welcome, everyone, to episode 6 of the COD Casuals. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And yeah, dude, episode 6, we're still going.
Beasting.
Still going.
Beasting through it. I love it. I love it.
In this episode, we wanted to introduce more about the CDL, the Call of Duty League.
The what?
Because the whole reason we started this podcast, is to get more people to talk about the league and watch the league. And we haven't done an episode yet about like all the players and the teams and stuff.
Yeah. So some people, if they were listening, they'd be like, "Yo, what are these guys on
what
about?
are they talking
about the CDL?" I never heard of it in my life.
Yeah.
So that's what this episode is dedicated towards.
Yeah.
We're trying to do just kind of tiptoeing into the water. Some of the players, the teams.
Mm-hmm.
We just got done with a weekend of Call of Duty. Quite a good weekend, honestly.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. The last game was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
We might talk about that. Maybe not much in this episode.
Yeah, we really want to talk about the teams.
Yeah.
I think what we plan on doing is breaking it up into 3 podcasts, 4 teams per podcast. Because there's only 12 teams in the league right now.
Currently.
Yeah, currently. Hopefully they expand, which I think they will.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Yeah.
They have to, You think about the NFL back when it started in 12 BC.
Yeah.
Whenever the hell it was, right?
Yeah.
How many teams they had then compared to now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be every year, I'm sure teams maybe one or
two
two
teams added.
Yeah. Cuz the CDL,
Mm-hmm.
it used to be the CWL.
Yeah.
Then they got all fancy. So the CWL,
and they franchised.
Mm-hmm. Legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah.
They started in the Modern Warfare season, which was last year. So
AKA Warzone,
yeah,
for the
AKA
people that have never played multiplayer.
Yeah, that game that Warzone's in. Yeah, that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that game was where the CDL started, and it was 12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, only one team just kind of transferred, that being the Huntsman, right? They morphed in, they were sold and then turned into 100 Thieves, or
they sold
LA
their
Thieves.
spot.
Sold their spot.
They bought Hex bought Optic Spot.
Yep.
Optic LA, and then sold it to 100 Thieves.
Yeah. So
I mean, at least that's what everybody's thinking. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Right. So I mean, there's a couple different team names now, but it's still 12 teams.
Yeah. We'll focus on this season because it's the first legit season, I would say. Because last year it was 5v5, and originally COD, when it first started, it was always 4v4 for competitive.
Yep.
But it changed to 5v5 in the
BO3 or BO4, right?
BO4?
Yeah, Black Ops 4, I think I'm pretty sure that's when
that was the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
because World War II was before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
4v4.
Yeah.
Yeah, BO4 was the first 5v5.
Right.
And then Modern Warfare was 5v5, then they changed it back.
Because all the professionals, I would say a lot of them were against 5v5. Solely for the fact that it was a lot of people, and it was a lot to keep track of. And especially for these teams, they have coaches. Believe it or not, there are coaches. A lot of them are all former players.
Yeah.
It was a lot for them to keep up with too. Just where everybody was, all that stuff. So
yeah, but for anyone that doesn't know what franchising is, it's basically all these teams they're assigned to a city, and it's like the NFL.
Yep.
32 teams
exactly
in the
like
NFL, same exact thing. Except it's only 12 teams.
It's like NFL, NBA, MLB, any of your major sports.
Yeah.
The CDL is the same thing.
This is it makes COD more legit.
Yep.
And that's why we want more people to watch the CDL, because it's official. They got insane investors, pouring money into these teams, and these team owners, they're well-known people in the world. So.
Isn't Shaq Diesel?
Yeah.
Diesel, baby. Yeah, he's in one of the teams too. He's invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they've got a lot of professional athletes coming into this, being part owners of teams or investing in it, because it's going to be the future. It is the future.
Yeah. It's growing.
Whether it's going to be right now where they're holding controllers, playing on PC, or in 5-10 years they're going to be in VR. Who the heck
they're going to be selling out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, right.
Like League of Legends. If League of Legends can do it, COD can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason.
Yeah, there's no reason why they can't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole point, right? Is that COD is definitely one of the biggest games.
Yeah.
It's massive regarding the public player group. But the CDL, people are always just like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
And the fact that last year was the first year that they franchised, that was good because Warzone brought in so many new players.
Yep.
Like, especially because it was free, too.
Yep.
But a lot of people still don't know about the CDL.
Yep.
And we want, way more people to learn. There's so much potential there.
Yeah.
So much opportunity to have everyone, watch.
Yeah, and all the guys too that we follow on all these teams, coolest dudes in the world.
Yeah,
they're all
so
super
chill.
nice.
Around our age.
Yeah,
we'll be boys with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not giving anything away. We're in our early 20s.
Yeah,
yeah, shocking. We're not 55-year-old people talking about it. They're all young. They're all probably 18, the youngest I would imagine. If anyone's 18, I don't even think so.
I'm sure some of the amateurs because you have to be 18 to play.
Yeah, so maybe pros though. I don't know if any of them are.
I think you have to be 18 in the amateur scene too.
Yeah.
Because they're signing contracts.
Right.
But yeah, we just wanted to start off with 4 teams in this episode, and the next one we'll jump into another 4, and then the last 4.
Right. Yeah. So we can start off with the Seattle Surge. I was really hyped about this team when we first when we saw them last year, and even this year with their lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can focus on their lineup this year. They have a star lineup.
Star lineup. Yeah, going through it. Give their first names. I guess Sam Octane LaRue, but you know him in the game. Octane. Yeah, a killer player, an absolute beast. Thinking back to some of our older episodes, we talked about crazy older episodes, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're running a submachine gun or an assault rifle, he's an AR player. He's an assault rifle.
Very good AR player.
Insanity.
Next person on the team is Prestini or Preston Sanderson.
Preston Sanderson.
He was actually on the Huntsman last year when it was 5v5, but he was one of the players that didn't get re-signed with the team and left.
Yeah, he's been on a couple teams. He's jumped around a lot. He's been on 3 teams now. 3 teams within 2 years now. Yeah. He was on another team that we won't talk about this in this episode. Yeah, Pristini. I mean, he's a world champ.
Yeah, he is a world champ. BO4.
Crazy. Yeah, Black Ops 4.
Is nuts.
Yeah, him and his twin brother, who we'll talk about in this episode, they were on the same team. Back then it was the CWL, the COD World League, so they weren't franchised yet. That team was an absolute god squad.
Yeah, god squad.
And they were a powerhouse of a team, and world champ. He's a beast of a player.
Yeah.
Struggles with being inconsistent from time to time. I guess that's what people's main argument is with him. Or
he's a world champ. He knows what he's doing. He's a great player.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's tough with getting every single person. It's just like with any sport, right? Everybody to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, every single day. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, especially when it's only 4 people.
Yeah.
When it's like in football and you got, dozens of people on the field.
Yeah.
People can pick up the slack for everybody.
Yeah.
The chance of everybody on that team being trash is
very slim.
Yeah, so these people, everybody carries a lot of weight, so it's tough. But so that's the first 2. Then we got Gunless, Pierce Hillman.
Yep.
Gunless, same thing. He was on the Huntsman last year. Gunless, I mean, he's a beast as well.
Yeah.
That's the theme we're kind of saying. That's going to be the word of the day, beast.
These guys are star players on Seattle right here.
Yeah.
And Gunless, he was also on the Huntsman last year, but he got benched, I think, midway through the season.
Yep.
For, I think it was Pristini that replaced him.
Yeah. Funny how that worked out. Now they're all
yeah, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Could have been chemistry on the team.
Who knows?
Whatever. But on to this season. And Pristini and Gunless, they actually go back. They're pretty close friends.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Both of them started in Black Ops 3. That's when they really kind of date back. And Gunless, I mean, what we've known of him, again, following it for a decent amount of time, but some of these guys, they kind of pop up not out of nowhere, but they're grinding in an amateur scene, and then they're just in the pro scene.
Yeah.
Gunless has always been a top contender.
Yeah.
I
I watched him in BO4, and like he was nuts.
Yeah.
Like insane player.
Yeah.
And he was on LG back then.
Yeah.
And this guy can literally do anything on the map.
Yeah. He's definitely an amazing player. And then rounding out is probably the most veteran player on the team is Looney. Yeah, Dan Loza.
Yeah. Dan.
They call him Dan, yeah. Looney, I have here, he started competing back in BO2.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he was,
he's an old man.
Yeah, he's vintage.
In the COD league at least.
if you're like over 23 or over 24, you're like a dinosaur in the Call of Duty league. Yeah, I mean, Looney, he was on a team last year, but he really didn't start for them. So this is his first year where he's been really starting for the team and being a big part of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on Rise Nation.
Yeah, with Octane.
Yeah, so they go back. And yeah, he was amazing. It was a real shock last year when he wasn't starting.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, "What?"
Very angry about it.
Yeah, because he's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, this year, this team, Seattle, from last year, complete
overhaul.
Yeah, they washed out the entire team except Octane.
Yep.
Octane last year was like their star player.
And I would say he still is.
Yeah,
and
rightfully
they're
so.
Around him.
Rightfully so. And if we had to guess, because I think that's kind of, not even guess. Octane was like, look, I'll stay on the team, but I'll pick the people.
Yeah.
And start from scratch.
Yeah.
And he picked all really top guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been an interesting season so far for them. It's still early days.
Yeah. They're getting a lot better in the league. I mean, on paper, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
They're just nuts in general. Like the last game they played Dallas, nearly beat them, round 11, map 5. They should have closed it out.
They should have, yeah.
But, it happens.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, Dallas too. I mean, we're not going to talk about this episode. Dallas won world champs last year.
Yep.
Yeah, they are the reigning world champions. And you listen to anybody prior to this match, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Seattle's going to get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to get 3-0'd. It's going to be super quick." And boy, were people wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost did it. It came down to literally like a second.
Yeah.
And they would have beat them.
Yep.
So, yeah. If you haven't checked that out, go look that up. Seattle Surge versus Dallas Empire game. Stage
on the
2.
CDL.
Yeah, the
YouTube.
CDL website. It was unbelievable. Such a good game. But that was great because Seattle has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm. A ton of potential.
Yeah. And, they weren't doing, as well at the beginning of the year. That game, man, they turned it around. They shocked everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They must be working on something.
Yeah. I think they just need a little bit more time to, grind out a few more like scrims and work together better. But these guys, they're really good.
Yeah, they're amazing. So we have high hopes for them. And we're a big fan of all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Pristini, Gunless, and Looney, they don't post as much regarding like social media. They're not as I say popular, but like Octane has a big following. He really pushes out a lot of YouTube content.
Yeah, go follow Sam LaRue.
Yeah, Sam
Octane.
LaRue, yeah.
YouTube.com/Octane.
Yeah, Octane puts out a lot of really good YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I wasn't really crazy about it just because it was all like best class setup and stuff like that. And it was like, it's good stuff.
I think he's just getting comfortable now more on YouTube.
Now he's starting to kind of do like reaction stuff to Call of Duty stuff, giving his opinions on games and
CDL in general.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
He's very outspoken, which I love. So, very cool guy.
Pristini, I mean, like he doesn't post, but he's on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, all these guys are really on Twitter. Twitter's just like the hub for COD.
Yeah, if you ever need to follow any of these guys, just type like their name, like Octane, Pristini, Gunless, Looney, any of these people, or just type in Seattle Surge.
Yeah.
SURGE. Just type their name in, and all these guys will come up, and you can follow them.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're all like meme kings.
Yeah.
It's great. So yeah, that's the Surge. Got high hopes for them. They're at the, I guess like the bottom.
Right now they are in standings.
Yeah.
I think they're second to last.
Yeah. I think I got them right now. Yeah, they're second to last. London Royal Ravens, which we're not going to talk about today, they're last right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but Seattle has a lot of potential. I think by the end of the season they'll become more of like a mid-tier team.
Absolutely agree. So,
So next team, The Paris Legion, one of the European teams in the CDL.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, some of these players aren't European.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
This team is definitely one of the teams that we don't know too much about. I recognize a lot of these names. They've played for so long, but they don't post all that much on social media, or they don't create a lot of content.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll do that probably in another podcast too. But a lot of these teams, their strategy as to how they regarding their marketing and just the players in general too, getting their names out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people really focus on it a lot, like Optic does. 100 Thieves or LA Thieves.
Yeah.
Excuse me, LA Thieves. Dallas kind of. Some of these teams really put an emphasis on that.
Mm-hmm.
Paris definitely doesn't. So
mm-hmm.
sometimes these guys they fall under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, being Paris Legion, there's only one guy on this team he's not even from France. He's from England.
Yeah.
So, and that would be Scraps.
Yeah, we can start off with Scraps first.
Yeah. Scrapsy.
Matthew Marshall. That dude's a riot. I love hearing the comms.
He's so funny.
And it's so hard to understand him.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious.
Yeah, he has a brother who used to be in the Call of Duty League last year, Wuskin.
Mm-hmm.
Scraps and Wuskin. Yeah,
they're twins.
Twin brothers. Yeah, and the same thing. They're so hard to understand sometimes. They're hilarious, though. Really, really good guys. Scraps has been playing, let me go check. I can't remember how long he's been in it. Is that BO3?
He's been playing for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched him in Black Ops 4. He blew up. He's a really, really good player.
Yeah, he's insane
player. I mean, all these guys, they're pros for a reason.
There's only 60 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pros for a reason. And for anyone that's listening to this podcast that's dude, they need to drop Pristini. They need to drop this guy.
He sucks. Scraps is trash.
You're
right.
You're not on a pro team. There's a reason why these guys are pros, and you're not.
No, it's true. Yeah, I mean, up against all pros, I mean, man, it's tough.
Yeah.
But man, we've played against pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get folded.
Yeah.
They are.
We'll talk about them at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah,
bring back the scars.
The next guy we could talk about, his name's Aqua. Ulysses Silva.
Yeah, right. I love it. Ulysses. That's a tight name. Yeah, Aqua, he's been at it for a long time. Yeah. Aqua, I mean, looking up, I didn't really know a lot of this because, again, sometimes some years, depending, kind of fall out. Or, again, you just can't remember all these guys. Runner-up, 2015 champs. And then 2016, 2017, got top 5 at World Champs. I mean, man, he's no slouch.
Yeah. Aqua's always been a really good AR.
He's a beast.
He's been nice.
Yeah, and he's, 24? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing for, it said, dates back to 2014 when he started playing, so that's 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all around, he's an amazing guy. He's a sick player.
Yeah, and again, a lot of these guys, we have to look up info about them because they don't post content.
Yeah, they don't.
It's hard to keep up with them. You recognize their names here and there, especially before the whole franchise happened and everything. It wasn't as professional and official. And me and you would just follow occasionally.
Yeah.
But I think Black Ops 4, I just followed it religiously.
Yep.
That's when I really, really followed it.
Yep.
And before that, me and you would just watch games from now and then.
Yeah, mainly watching the teams that we supported, mainly Optic.
Yeah.
We watched big marquee matches.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. So yeah, I mean, Aqua and Scraps, two players they've been doing it for a while. Aqua, again, someone people may not know or think much of him, but I mean, his resume is insane.
Yeah.
Top 5 for 2015, 16, and 17 at champs. That's pretty legit.
Yeah. And another vet on the team, Classic.
Yep.
He's been playing for a long time too.
Yeah.
Nick DiCostanzo.
Nick DiCostanzo. Yeah, he's been at it for a long time. He got his main start on Ghosts, Call of Duty Ghosts. He was under FaZe. They weren't Atlanta FaZe. They were just FaZe. Yeah. And apparently it was really controversial that he started with them because nobody knew who the heck he was at the time. But he popped off. Last year he played for Toronto.
Yep.
So, he went from went from them, and now he's on Paris. Yeah, he started in 2013.
Yeah, he won. He's won championships. In BO4, he won. He won a tournament on LG.
Yeah,
with Formal.
Yeah, if we ever say BO4, we're saying Black Ops 4. If people are wondering,
Black Ops 4.
We're not saying like bad odor or something. So, if people are like, "What are they talking about?" Yeah, Black Ops 4, BO4, right? Yeah, 26. He's vintage.
He's a vet.
He's a vet. Yeah, and they need someone like that. You know, that's with a lot of these teams. I mean, personally, I think it's important to have some sort of vet on that team.
Yeah, that maybe understands the game, knows how to play at a high level.
Yeah, you know, some people might think that's a hot take, but I don't think it is. I think you need someone who's a bit more experienced, who can, especially if you have players who are not experienced. Which,
we got a team for that. We won't cover them in this episode, but there's
New York Subliners.
Yeah.
Check them out. We'll talk about them more in depth. They're like the classic example of that. Yeah, no pun intended. You know, yeah, they're the perfect example of that. So, classic being someone who's going to lead someone like the last player on his team being Fire, who there's like nothing.
Luis Rivera. Yeah. He's an amateur player. I don't know anything about him.
No.
He just came up from the amateur scene, and Paris took a
shot at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all that we really knew about him or heard of him was that he was a top AM prospect. You know, so there's obviously, just like in any sports, there's the pro scene and then there's the amateur scene. The amateur scene, I believe, is just broken up into North America and Europe.
Yeah.
So there's like North American amateurs and European amateurs. We don't really follow that at all.
Yeah, the CDL doesn't really like push the amateur scene, sadly.
Yeah.
But you can definitely find streams of amateurs playing, but it's the CDL really pushes, the pro level, which makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys, like a lot of these really top amateurs, and we'll talk about are they in this one? No, maybe later on. If we have some time, we'll talk about them. A lot of these AMs are coming into the pro scene, and they're killing it.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing just like everybody be like, dude, these amateurs, like
the nobodies.
Yeah, they don't.
The underdogs.
Yeah, these people are starving for a chance, and they get their shot. And Fire, I mean, he's been killing it.
Yeah.
He's been on fire straight up.
Next team we're going to talk about has a amateur that went off, and that's the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, very I would say kind of a hot and cold team. This team is really interesting. They've been in the spotlight as of late because they got a new guy. I guess we can start with him. Insight. Yeah.
New kid on the block.
Yeah, the new kid on the block.
Jamie Craven.
Yeah. Sick name, right? This guy, he came in just, was it this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before week 1.
Yeah, when we're filming this. Yeah. He's just started, and he was very controversial. Not him specifically, but just the move, because he replaced a veteran who a lot of people did not think should have been benched or needed to be benched, being Methods.
Yep.
Chef Anthony Zinni. Yeah, so he got put on the bench, and everyone was up in arms about Insight joining. Man, this guy in Search, dude, you thought he had the hacks on.
Yeah.
It was like, he dropped like what? Was it 18 kills?
Yeah, 18 and 6 on the LA Thieves.
On Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
from the last episode, Miami, trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
And, the reason that they dropped Methods, we don't know. It could have just been, well, not dropped, benched, but it could have been like a chemistry issue. And, for the people that are hating on Insight, like, come on, man. You got to give the kid a shot. Like, you can't hate on him. He's an amateur. He's been waiting to do this. And guess what? He definitely excelled. His debut, he went off.
Yeah, I mean, dating back, like it says that he was, what was his breakout year? In AW, Advanced Warfare. He was an amateur at the time. And then it was really just Cold War, that he's made this push, and he started for them. Yeah, I mean, he's he's definitely been proving himself and making a big name. Since he replaced Methods, people did not think he was going to step up. They still lost the game, but man, he was not the reason that they lost that game. There's something else going on there.
Yeah, like he played really well.
Yeah.
Methods he's in the amateur scene right now.
A lot of pros are.
Yeah, a lot of pros are. A lot of people that don't belong there.
Yeah,
but,
right.
That's what happens when there's only 12 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everyone's going to be able to play. But Methods is going to come back.
Yeah. And
shout out Zinni.
Yeah, right. Shout out to him. Yeah, and Ultra, too, this is actually the only European team. Like, meaning they're the only fully European team where all the players are from Europe. Because Insight is from England. And then next guy we could talk about being Bance or Ben Bance. Wonder how you got that name. Right? Yeah, he's from Europe as well, being England. Bance is another one of those guys, kind of like in Paris, like Aqua and Classic. Like, don't really know much about him. But when you look at his resume, man, he's been around since like 2014, 2015.
Playing for a while.
Yeah.
All these guys.
Yeah. He was picked up with Splice back in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Back when it was the CWL. So some of these teams like Splice or
was nuts
Rise we mentioned earlier, they don't exist anymore in Call of Duty. So yeah, he's been at it for a while. I don't really know. It's hard to judge some of these guys whether he's performing or not. He is, but it's tough when the team they bring in a new guy and then their record right now is not super hot.
Yeah,
they're kind of stuck on the back foot at the moment.
Yeah, they gotta regroup and figure out what to do. But we're learning as we go too about these players.
Yeah,
we're the COD Casuals.
Yeah, exactly, the Casuals. Yeah, we're trying to learn more about the top teams. A lot of people know about them. Ultra. They're a mid team. Some of these guys, they've kind of come in under the radar, or just started. So everyone's kind of doing their homework on them, just like we are.
Next guy we can talk about is Cammy.
Yeah,
Cameron McKilligan.
Yeah. I gotta go pull him up right now, dude. These guys.
Cammy's a beast.
Yeah, he is insane.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's
watching him in Modern Warfare. I was like, who is this guy?
Psychotic. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's funny, man. It doesn't even say that much. Like, it doesn't even say
about him. Yeah,
yeah, dude. He's literally a ghost.
Yeah, a lot of these guys.
His bio's literally Cold War.
Yeah,
there's like
all these guys. They just grind COD.
Yeah,
a lot of them don't really make content or anything, which is perfectly fine. Focus on your career. But a lot of them don't produce any content.
Yeah. Looking at his teams, like they're all AM teams, and then it was just this year, or 2019. So he was with them last year. I think he was on the starting roster.
Yeah, he was.
Year. Yeah, and this
was the same roster from last year.
Yeah, more or less.
Minus Insight.
Yeah, minus Insight. Yeah, and he's been doing fine. It's just again, it sound like a broken record with this team. It's hard. No one really knows. And we're not really. Say educated enough, but we don't know enough to really know what's going on with that team.
Yeah, we're not the experts.
No, we're not.
If you want experts, go listen to Hardpoint. Shout out Teep,
Mark, exactly.
Maven, and Crowder.
Yeah, exactly. Guys like those on the Hardpoints, they can I'm sure they have a better idea of what might be going on with that team. But being a casual fan, it's hard to kind of see, because they put up decent numbers.
Yeah.
Granted, too, they sometimes with these teams, depending on who they're playing, if they get thrown up against a really hard team, man, that's a tough one to dig yourself out of. It's hard to look good against those.
Yeah,
guys.
Exactly. Final guy on the team, his name's Kleenex. What a name!
Yeah, right.
Kleenex.
Yeah, clean and then the letter X.
Yeah. Tobias Jewel Johnson.
We probably butchered the living hell out of his name, so sorry, Tobias.
Yeah. He's a beast too. Him and Insight played together.
He's born in 2000.
Yeah.
Man, I feel old.
I know.
I can feel the gray hairs on me. Yeah. Same thing. He got his start in Cold War as well. I guess some things about him. He's Danish. He's the only Danish player to play in the Call of Duty League.
I can't imagine the comms on this team.
I can't either.
Trying to understand them,
dude. That's
Zinni. How does he understand that,
dude? That's what people were speculating.
Yeah,
they were like, "Yo, was there some background stuff going on where they're trying to get rid of Methods because he's the only American?"
No, isn't he Canadian?
No, he
is American, right?
Yeah. Let me fact check that. Bro. Make sure. I'm pretty sure he's he's American.
Yeah.
Does it say exactly where he's from? No, U.S.
They hate the Americans.
Thank you.
No, I don't think that was the reason.
People were joking about that, but then they start saying it, and you're like, man, is that true?
Maybe Methods just didn't understand what they were saying, and he just went off doing his own thing.
Yeah, and then the rest of the team's like, man, we have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah,
can't understand us.
Right.
No, who knows? That'll be a mystery. Most of these moves, they're always a mystery.
Yeah, I feel like most of these moves it's chemistry related.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, this is a business, and they have to win.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now, do you think that a lot of these moves, because that's something that's interesting, and I guess say it's a big part of the CDL, is unlike in other sports, people can get benched like that. Mm-hmm. People can get moved around, and teams can get shifted around mid-season like nothing.
Yeah.
We're going into the second week of stage 2, and we've already got a few changes.
Yeah.
With people. And one that we had today that was a massive shock with the LA Thieves dropping one of their players.
Temp.
Yeah, Temp for
got put on the bench.
Venom.
Yep.
Again, do we know who Venom is? No.
Played for Wester.
Yeah, they're like a God Squad and team.
Like a lot of these players came from Wester.
Yeah, Paul Axe and other guys. Yeah. So again, just like Fire, these guys who are insanely good in AMs coming up.
Give them a shot.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason.
But what I was going to say though, is regarding these teams, do you think that the players make these decisions, or do you think it's management that makes these decisions?
I mean, I think management. It would be stupid to make these decisions because they're not the ones playing.
Yeah.
And I don't think COD's at that point yet. Like the NFL, these coaches and like owners, they can look at a player and understand if they're a good player, like physically, and see them. But in COD, like most of these, big owners coming in, like they don't play COD.
Yeah.
But they're interested in it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like the coach and the players know best.
Yeah.
So they should be the ones making the decision.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to see, like, oh, why would they bench Methods? Because Methods he's definitely a guy who's more, I say, like popular with the fans.
Yeah.
Because he's funny.
Yeah.
He's a really, really funny guy. He does, I don't know if he does any content. I can't really remember.
I mean, he streams. I think he has a YouTube channel. I don't think he posts all that much because he's playing.
Yeah, but he definitely talks a lot. Not in a
Twitter.
bad way. He talks on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he's just involved. He's vocal and he's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely a fan favorite. So it's hard to see him go.
Yeah.
People just can't think, why would you bench him?
Yeah. I personally think it's just a chemistry thing. They want to try something out.
Yeah.
And I mean, fans are upset about it, but the game changes from year to year, so one team might not work out one year, and the next year they could work out.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it seems they're inconsistent.
Yeah.
But they can be really good.
Yeah. That's with all these bottom teams and we're seeing some of these guys making these moves with putting in amateur players. We're seeing that as like the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Like when like when you throw in the AM player, that's when your team just immediately goes to like it goes to 100. Like it gets to a new level.
I think part of it too is because like there's not like many VODs on them. Like players don't know how they play. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
They're just an amateur. Like some of these pros that have been in the scene for a while, they don't know who these guys are.
Yeah.
And they just show up and they play differently, and they're like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah, VODs is just like film.
Yeah,
and like,
film.
It's just another way to like see these guys, and even in Call of Duty, people might be shocked. players have tendencies, they have play styles,
Mm-hmm.
and people they develop plans and strategies to work around that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, exactly. Some of these guys in the AM scene are really good,
There's nothing on them.
and nobody watches the AM scene really,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Or there's not enough time. They just get thrown in like, yep, he's coming.
Yeah.
He's gonna be here in a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys got to play him. Like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, they pop off.
Yeah. They don't know how to prepare for them because they don't know how to play.
Yeah, like that guy on a team we'll talk about more in depth in the next episode. London Royal Ravens. They brought in the guy I mentioned earlier, Paul X, who's from that team, Wester. That's the only team I know in the AM scene is Wester because they were like dominating.
Yeah.
They brought him in. They hadn't won a series. First game he plays, he goes off. They 3-0'd, who was it? Not Rocker. What's the team name? I always forget their name, dude.
The Gorillas?
Yeah, Gorillas. 3-0'd them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all vets on Gorillas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's the move. Throw in the AM guy. So that's what Ultra did. So, and it's been paying off for them.
Yeah.
You know, or at least stat wise, game wise, not yet. But
they'll get there. They just got to practice a little bit more.
That's it.
And again, like the league's only 12 teams, so there's going to be teams at the bottom.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Yeah.
And like Surge, they should not be a bottom team based on the players on that team.
Nope.
And a lot of their series have just been so close.
Yeah.
Like insanely close.
That's got to be what's so taxing for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's not like they're getting blown out and they're like, okay, clearly something's wrong. You know, like we need to. Like, no big deal. Like, we can fix it.
They're not getting smoked for the most part.
No,
like
it's always, like, nail-biter,
Yeah.
like, just last-second things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's, a play in the game that didn't go right or,
Mm-hmm.
just something happened.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that annoys you the most.
Yeah. Speaking of a team that is getting smoked, that does the smoking, Atlanta FaZe, the last team.
To the gates of heaven over this team.
I'm sure a lot of people know FaZe as an organization. You know, FaZe, they have a COD team. They started on COD, but they got a franchise spot, and it's in Atlanta.
Yep.
So they're the Atlanta FaZe, and this team, man, stacked. These guys, they haven't lost a single series this season. They're 10-0.
Yeah. Psycho.
And like some of
the
majority of these series, not even close.
Yeah.
Like they're untouchable right now.
Oh, it's brutal. Yeah, I mean all these guys, what's interesting too, I mean, two of the guys have not been playing that long.
Mm-hmm.
They've really only been playing for what, like 2 years?
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
And they are insane.
Yeah. They're legit professional years at least.
Yeah.
So they've been playing a ton before they turned 18. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can go through one by one.
Yeah, so we'll talk. We'll start with the top. Their assault rifle guy, Alex Sanderson. Funny enough, that's Pristini's brother, Arcides. He goes by, yeah, AR Cities, right? Yeah.
What a beast.
Yeah,
Alec.
He's unbelievable. He was on the Chicago Huntsmen last year, and he was teaming with his brother Pristini for a time there. They were teammates. I'm back in BO4.
Yeah.
They were teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even before
He's a world
that,
champ.
yeah, world champ. You know, so he was on that team with Pristini when they won world champs in 2019. Is that
BO4?
Yeah, was that 2019? Let me check it. Yeah, yep, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, world champion. I mean, hit the shot.
This guy is crazy good.
Cracked.
We had the honor of playing Arcides, and he
the honor.
Smoked us.
Yeah, it was.
We got a few kills on him.
Yeah, I killed him.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm a god.
No, these guys are, man, Arcides is nuts watching him on the map. Arcides is 21. Shout out Alec. Dude, this guy is
beast.
Oh man, I love watching him.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially some of the just any of these really top ARs, and man, he's the top.
He looks like
looks like
he's
a
just cheating.
robot.
Yeah,
it looks like he's got the hacks on.
Yeah,
downloaded them for $5.
Dude.
It's insane. His shots ridiculous. His positioning on the map. I mean, it's
the
just
understanding of the game.
Yeah, his knowledge is ridiculous. He's definitely the leader of that team.
Mm-hmm.
because this team last year,
he's the most experienced.
Yeah, he is the most experienced, which is crazy because he's young. You know, people think 21. You're like, man, he's a rookie, but I mean, there's different roles that require different skill sets, and just it comes down also to personality.
Yeah.
He's definitely the leader of that team. Last year, they didn't really have a guy like that, like a super strong leader that they could always rely on.
Yeah.
And you could argue that kind of, costed that team.
They're runner-ups last year.
Yeah, so it wasn't like they were trash.
Yeah.
They were still insane.
Yeah. I mean, this team, like, the amount of skill that makes up this team is crazy. But now they finally have one guy that can, calm them down when they're playing too fast and, flying, because these guys are fast.
Yeah, so, like, the two guys that we'll get into who are super fast, second guy goes by Abeezy. It's a Abeezy. Abeezy, Tyler Ferris.
We played him too.
Played him too. Yeah, it was Arcides and Abeezy we played.
Yeah.
I killed Abeezy a couple times. Yeah. Again, I'm a goat.
Both of us did. Yeah.
I mean, right? I don't like to brag, dude. I mean, I did kill him in pubs while he was streaming.
Yeah, right.
Probably couldn't give a damn that he was playing, but I did kill him.
He was just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, even playing him, like, I still remember it. His shot.
Oh my god.
Holy smokes.
So he's 21 too.
Yeah.
Man, Abeezy, like that.
So fast.
So fast. He's so good. Like, he runs up to you so fast, and, like, you don't even have time to react.
Yeah.
That's how quick he is.
Yeah. And he outmaneuvers you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got
movement.
Yeah. He's an annoying player to play against. He's tough. Also world champ.
Yep.
2019.
With Arcides
and Pristini.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe you're putting the puzzle pieces together.
The puzzle pieces together.
There's only one. There's two more, but one more that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these guys were on the same team. E United, right?
Yep.
Was the name of them.
Well, yeah, we won't name the last guy.
We'll get there. But yeah, Abeezy. Oh my god. I mean, he's amazing. And his duo. They call him the Tiny Terrors. That's their nickname. Is Simp. Yeah.
Chris Lair.
Yeah. Lair. I think it's Lair.
Lair. Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah.
But
sorry if we butcher his name.
Simp. Crazy too. He's so fast too.
Yeah.
He really blew up in the BO4 scene.
Yeah.
He was also on that E United team.
Yeah.
World champ.
Yeah.
He started, I think, like towards halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went off.
He took over for JCap, wasn't it, on that team?
Yeah.
On E United?
Cap, yeah.
Yeah. JCap, that guy's retired. He's now a coach for one of the other teams we'll talk about.
But, man, these two guys on the map, they're just, they're running at you. You can't do anything.
Yeah. It's
literally nothing.
Yeah. They run together purely for aggression, but also they run to get trades of one another.
Yeah. Abeezy's he's the guy that runs in first, and then, Simp will get his trade. But, dude, for the most part, Abeezy wins his ones.
Yeah.
And when I say win his ones, the first guy he engages.
Yeah.
He's always the guy that's hopping on the objective and just throwing his body.
Yeah.
And he, I feel like most of the time he always gets a kill.
Yeah.
It has to be more than 50%.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, he's insane. And this year, too, I remember last year, again, all these guys, Arceus wasn't on phase last year. So the other three, or we've talked about two so far. The last guy, he was also on phase. Abeezy was, insane last year. But this year, it's like he's really just...
Yeah, he's really, really good.
He's almost like the star guy on that team, for that sub role. He's ridiculous.
I'm sure, year after year, you get more experience at the game. And it's crazy. These guys are young.
They've got so much
the average
to grow.
age of this team, it's probably 20.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think Simp's 19, maybe he just turned 20. I think he just turned 20.
Let me get the details for you, bro. Let me check it here if I can find it.
These guys are young. I can't wait to see
Simp's 20.
Yeah, it's 20.
Born 2001.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're gonna be like when they're older.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. We hope, right? All these guys are still gonna be in. The way they're playing, there's no reason they get benched.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're 24, 25, man, they're going to be insane.
At the veteran level.
Yeah.
And these guys are just, I feel like this is a perfect team. They're not going to be making any changes anytime soon.
They don't need to.
And this is only 3 people that we've talked about so far. 3 people that were all world champions together.
Yeah, their last guy is not a world champ. Salium.
Jovel.
MacArthur. Yeah, I think they just call him MC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're going to stick with that.
Yeah, Salium. In game, I guess like the rest of the players, they all call him MC. Yeah, he's insane as well. How old is he? Yeah, he's 20 as well.
Yeah.
He's been playing. I can't remember how long he's been playing. Yeah, like BO4, same thing.
That's when he started blowing up. That like Simp and Salium both, when they got the call and started playing in BO4, because that's when they turned 18.
Yep.
Salium actually played on FaZe.
Yeah.
He played actually on the E United like academy team, I'm pretty sure. And then he got the call and played on FaZe, and they got eliminated. But
yeah, it says he was signed to FaZe in December 22nd, 2018. So like right at the end of that year.
And this guy, he is nuts.
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
A very good AR player.
Yeah, Slayer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's recently come into some controversy regarding
snaking.
That snaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how I feel about that. It's a mechanic I don't use all that much.
Yeah. For people that don't know what snaking is, it's when you go to a head glitch and you keep ducking.
Yeah,
constantly.
You're just like ducking. Like you lay down prone and you get up.
Yeah, you pop back up. Or you can like crouch and keep popping up and down. And basically, if you do that fast enough, the person that's aiming at you, they can barely even see you, but you have constant view at them.
Yeah. So, and I remember snaking. I remember people doing that like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I remember
it's always been in COD.
I remember in MW2, like it would you'd laugh when you'd see it. Like you'd see guys come out of corners and they'd literally just be sliding all over. Hence the snaking name, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he recently came into some controversy because people say he abuses it or does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, sometimes you watch him, like he does it a lot, but I think like I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of these guys do it. You know,
I mean, like
it's a mechanic in the game. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And like, dude, they're playing for a lot of money. Like, if you're getting shot, I'm ducking.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna pop
no
back
shot.
up. Like,
exactly.
Like, that's just the reaction. Like, yeah, I get it. There are like some players that they avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, if you're getting shot and you duck back down and then you go back up to chow the guy, like how you can't be upset about that.
Yeah, I would imagine with stuff like that, you know, with him doing that thing, he probably has done it so much that it's just so hard for him to break that habit.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially when he's in the moment, he's not really thinking about like, oh, I shouldn't snake, you know.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, imagine if it was like a huge game.
Yeah.
And someone snakes him and he dies.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and that you're playing for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you just lost a huge round.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna do it too.
Yeah. Exactly. You do it to face up. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, I don't know. I get why people are mad, but I get why
Salium's not solely good because of snaking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's a psycho without
he's
snaking.
Nuts.
So yeah, I mean that rounds out that team there. And yeah, FaZe, they've got their coach Crowder, Beast.
Yeah. The goat.
Yeah, the coach they call it. Yeah, he's also a world champ back in 2000. What was that? I had no notes on that. 2015 world champ. Yeah, he's been in the scene for a minute.
Yeah,
been in the
AKA
scene for a long time.
Replays for anybody that knows him back then.
Yeah, used to be called Replays. Now it hit James Crowder. He took his last name. Yeah, I mean he's definitely leading his team to glory.
These guys are definitely insane. They haven't dropped a series yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, are they going to drop a series? I mean, I'm sure they will.
Eventually.
I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes.
Yeah. COD's day to day. They could just show up one day and they're not feeling it.
Yeah. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like no one knows when that's going to happen.
Yeah, they're building a huge lead in CDL points. I think it's like they have 135.
145.
145. Yeah, and second place only has like 110.
Yep. Yeah. So that's right now. That's what it is. Atlanta leading. 10-0, and then the next record below them is Dallas Empire. We'd mentioned, who are the reigning champs. They're second, and they're 7-3.
Yeah. That's a huge lead, man.
Yeah.
And these guys I feel like they're not going to slow down anytime soon, to be honest.
No.
Because they're just such good players.
Yeah, and they finally got that formula. They've got Arcides there, who reason why he had to leave Huntsman because it went from 5v5 to 4v4. But Arcides is an AR player, and at the time there was another player who is on Optic Chicago team. We love him to the boys. Formal, who he's the main AR.
Yeah.
So it's just two people colliding, and with that team, Formal was always going to be the main AR.
Yeah.
So Arcides can't do his role.
Yeah.
And he's always wanted to be that role, and that's where he thrives. So he was kind of, more or less being held back, I guess.
And it's fine. Anybody that supports Optic supports him.
Hey, it worked out for him.
Dude, yeah, it worked out.
Worked out for him.
Even though, right now, I wouldn't even say he is the main IR, because Salium runs a Craig.
Yeah, true.
And he runs a QBZ right now.
Yeah.
But, they just won Major 1.
Yeah.
Major 1 champs.
Yeah.
Pretty convincingly, too.
Yeah.
I think they only dropped, 2 or 3 maps that entire, Major.
Yeah.
And, they played the Dallas Empire, the reigning champs, in the finals, and they crushed them.
Yeah. So that's the top teams right now, or not the top teams. 4 of the 12
4 of the teams.
Atlanta being, if you're running through some of these teams, being out of 12, Atlanta's first. I don't see any reason why they're going to slow down. Ultra right now, that's the one with the truly all European team now with Insight. They're 10th.
Yeah.
That's how big of a difference is. FaZe has 145 points. Toronto's got 30.
Yeah.
Their record's 3-7. Tough for them right now. Paris Legion is 8th, 40 points. They're 3-5. And then who else we got left? Surge. Surge is 2-6. They're 11th out of 12 teams.
Yep. With 20? 20 points?
20 points. Yeah. So we hope to see them bounce up.
I think by the end of the season they should be middle tier.
Yep.
Because it's it's already going into week 2 of the major, or week 2 of the home series, whatever you want to call it. They're gonna have to start winning a lot of maps to climb back up. They dug themselves in a pretty big hole right now.
Yep.
But I think these guys can do it. You got Octane, Pristini, Gunless, and Looney. These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, Paris is playing on Thursday, March 25th. They're playing Dallas Empire.
That'll be a tough one.
That's gonna be a really tough one for those guys. And then what else is going on here? London Royal, we don't even have them. Some of the teams we're talking about, they're actually not even playing right now. Yeah. Saturday, the 27th, Ultra's playing. They're playing LA Gorillas. Thieves also that day is playing FaZe.
Okay.
Right?
New roster.
A new roster for Thieves, which was interesting. They benched.
Announced today.
Yeah, announced today as we filming this on March 22nd. So that was a big move.
Yeah, big move. We can touch that on a little bit.
We're doing fine on time. What do you think, man? Were you shocked?
I was shocked.
I was too, bro.
Kind of out of nowhere.
I saw the YouTube videos. I was like, what?
Yeah. Temp, I see why it had to be Temp.
Donnie.
Yeah, poor Donnie.
Yeah. Down to the challengers he goes. Down to the AM scene.
Yeah. He clutched a lot of big kills in the last series, but they just want to try something new, which I get. And if it was anyone, again, it probably would have been Temp.
Yeah. That's what's so hard about this league right now, is the competition is
a lot of competition.
So strong. Is Temp bad? No. You're crazy if you think Temp's bad. These guys are all insanely good. Again, we sound like broken records with everyone. We're like, yeah, they're nasty. They're
professionals.
So it was a big shock that Temp got benched. But the problem is that they got 3-0, or they got reverse swept. Technically, they got 3-0'd.
Yeah, they got reverse swept.
They got reverse swept, meaning that the other team they were facing, or 100 Thieves and New York Subliners were playing, and 100 Thieves was up 2-0
in the series.
Yeah, so it's a best of, was it best of 3, right?
Best of 5.
Best of 5. Yeah. Unfaded. Yeah. You win 3 games, then that's it.
Then you win the series.
Yeah, you win the series. And they were up 2-0, and everyone was like, getting ready to log off the stream, being like, yep. and then New York Subliners just got the momentum.
Yeah, they won the third map, then they won the fourth map, and then the fifth map.
Yeah, and it was just a complete collapse by the Thieves, which is tough.
That was probably like the nail in the coffin.
That's what I was gonna say, man. When that happens to you, you really have to kind of rethink.
Yeah.
What's going on? Because Thieves haven't. Again, they're almost like Surge in that they're stacked.
Yeah.
With the people they have on that team.
Yeah.
But they just haven't been where they are. Thieves is doing a lot better than Surge regarding standings. But man, the
games have been close for the most part.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you know.
You can't make these little mistakes against all these players.
Yeah.
The competition's so high.
And they got 3-0'd by Gorillas, didn't they?
Yeah, in the
that
first
was
major.
Shocking. Yeah. So that's happened to them. They've got reverse swept. You know, and it's the second major, so these people, these teams, they're trying to make changes.
Yeah. They have to get the practice in.
Yeah.
Before the next major.
And they're taking a chance on a lot of these AMs.
I mean, it's worked out for like a lot of these teams. So
again, the secret sauce.
Yeah.
You know, throw in a hungry, starving AM.
Yeah.
And he will raise your team up.
Yeah. And I'm sure, you know, when the CDL expands and more owners come in, a lot of these pros that are in the amateur scene, they're gonna start coming back, which they should be coming back. But for right now, these players are like the best of the best. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to take one of their spots.
Yeah. So, you know, we're looking forward to seeing how Thieves they're not in our little in our list of 4 here.
Next 4 will be a surprise.
Yeah, next 4 will be a surprise. We'll have to think about the teams we want to throw in there.
Yeah.
Probably throw in Thieves since we've been mentioning them so much.
Yeah.
And they're a hot topic. But yeah, at the moment, I mean, going through them, FaZe, there's no reason to be stopping them. And then with the other 3 teams, you could really all just lump them up, and you know they with Paris and with Ultra, they've got new guys. So we should see improvement with them. And Surge, we definitely saw improvement with them.
Yeah, and they should improve more.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, those are the 4 teams. We didn't want to lump all 12 teams together in one episode because that's a lot to talk about.
I gotta eat dinner, man. You know.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna be here 1 a.m.
Yeah, because we want to do like, you know, not a deep dive, but at least like a dive in about all these players.
Yeah.
And especially for the people that, you know, they don't watch the CDL. That's the whole point of this, right?
Yeah.
We want people to know the names at least. You don't need to know their whole history and career.
Yeah, you don't gotta know what their birthdays are, and
Yeah.
like what country they're from, and all that stuff. You know.
But you know, these guys they're professionals for a reason. They're nuts. They're crazy good, and you know they all deserve a spot.
Yeah, they do.
And if people are like, "You're gonna replace this guy for this amateur," yeah, because you know the chemistry didn't work on that team. You got to try the amateurs out.
Yeah.
And you know, if an amateur gets a call, like imagine getting a call, you're starting next week. Get ready.
Dude, I'd be losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so funny. I think I saw in that 100 Thieves video they put out, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're picking up Venom. And they showed him, like, doing the, what was it, his photo shoot. My man's cheesing.
Yeah, dude, he's so happy.
He can't even believe it. He's like, what am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Like, he had no connection with Thieves, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, I think their coach was just like, and then in that video, he's like, yeah, we would scrim, you know, doing scrimmage. You know, they do that practice. They would play some of the AM teams if the pros weren't available. And he's like, yeah, we would play Western. We'd play that guy. And I was like, man, this guy's really, really good.
Yeah.
So they just reached out to him. Hey, man, you want to play for the LA Thieves?
You want to sign this contract?
You want to sign this contract? Make some bills?
Get the bag.
Yeah, get the bag and play in the pro scene. They'd be like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, he's on there. He's from that team we mentioned, Wester. And same thing with London Royal Ravens, their guy, Paul X.
Yeah. These amateurs are really good, man.
Oh, yeah.
And if any of the pros are listening, that'd be sick. Any of the pros like we just talked about are listening.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, these guys,
that'd be sick.
They're insane.
I'd love them.
I will never understand the people that just shit talk pros. Even in other sports.
Dude, they're faded.
I'm like,
they're faded.
They're pros for a reason.
Yeah. Like, people are, like, they're sitting there watching a game, like a football game, and you're like, oh, you should have thrown the, like, as you're slamming donuts and drinking Bud Light.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking
about? Come on, man.
Like, look
they're
at
like,
you, bro.
Octane's wash, you got to drop him. Dude,
Oh yeah, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, yeah, man, I've seen that.
The copy pasta.
Yeah, or we've seen too, like, because Octane, again, he's definitely one of the more popular people, makes content. People are like, dude, that's why that team's trash, man. He's focusing too much on content.
People
like,
are crazy,
dude,
man.
you're faded.
People are crazy,
You've
man.
lost.
We won't even go into this. This is
dude,
like
the blood's boiling.
a whole topic itself.
Yeah,
you go off.
No,
but
we're gonna be here for like until Christmas time talking about it.
But yeah, no, these were 4 out of the 12 teams. We're gonna break this up into 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe the next episode or the one after that.
Yeah, I might take a break.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it. Maybe bring in another topic. But yeah, I mean, overall, the main theme you'll see with all these guys and all these teams is there's no team where we're like, they suck.
Yeah.
Or like,
and
they. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah, and me and you, we're not haters, man.
No,
these guys are pros.
No. And with these teams too, mainly Surge, Legion, and Ultra, I'm always trying to root for those guys against, even if they're playing the big teams.
Yeah,
they're
the underdogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want those guys to get that dub.
Yeah,
except if it's Optic.
Yeah,
I want those boys to always win.
The boys in green.
The boys in green. Right?
Yeah,
you got to always support them, and our cities too. If FaZe is playing, got to support them.
Yeah. They got the Optic juice.
Yeah, they got the Optic juice. He was part of the squad.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him.
Everyone supports him.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else that we want to talk about for this episode, you thinking? Anything we didn't touch on?
No, I think we touched on a lot of stuff. I think we're good.
Sweet.
All
Well,
right.
I guess we can wrap it up here then, yeah?
Yeah. Guys, just so you remember, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Leave a review for us. Like, comment, subscribe too. And also, let us know what your favorite team is. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd love to know. Yeah, especially where you're from,
mm-hmm.
And if that town or city, if they're represented in the CDL, if you support them, or if you're like us, shocking, we're not from Chicago.
Yeah,
but we support them.
The boys in green. Optic.
Yeah. We don't have a team for our for where we're from, so we gotta choose
eventually.
somebody. Yeah,
that'll be a topic itself. What cities?
Right. So yeah. No,
but yeah. Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. This is episode 6 of the COD Casual, guys. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Take it easy. Peace.
See ya.